Good morning, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us on the Morning Brunch. I'm Sheridan Hertig.
And I'm Renee Skinner.
And I'm Nathan Kitchens.
And here's on the menu for today's brunch. First, we're going to go over our favorite stories from the day.
Then we'll learn about the science behind leftovers.
Ooh,
I'm hungry.
okay. I love science. And also, I'll give you a look at today's weather in our last bite.
All right, before we jump into what is on our plates today, I think it's important that we talk about how often Nathan just surprises us.
I know. I surprise you guys every day with my knowledge.
Yeah, get a close-up of this
With
guy
my
right
cultured self here.
I'm playing a clip on TikTok before we head into the show. And Nathan's like, oh, I love that clip. I'm thinking, what is he talking about? He goes from white chicks.
The movie.
The movie.
The movie. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Not just random white chicks. Okay. But
Oh my
you
goodness.
never cease to amaze me.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a movie I've watched several times.
Oh
And
my
one time,
goodness.
it's so funny. One time I saw my grandma watching it. It's like, what are you doing watching this movie? It's like, this is definitely not your type of movie.
Not at
But I just walk in the
all.
living room and it's on. And I'm like, why are you watching?
Oh my goodness.
But to each their own.
Yeah. You guys missed like a whole quote.
But I do know a lot of quotes from the movie.
Yeah, that's hilarious. What drew you? I mean, was it your grandma that drew you to that movie?
No, it was my sister.
Okay.
My sister loved the movie. I watched it with her friends, and then that's how it got. Yeah,
Oh
The
my
influence
goodness.
siblings have.
I know.
Well, I had to bring that up because we just started the show after that
Yeah.
astounding
There
surprise.
is a movie I have watched. So.
So very shocked about that one.
Oh.
All right, now we will get into what is on our plate today. First, for me, I thought this was something you guys needed to know. Warming centers around Peoria are opening up because of the frigid temperatures. Eastside Center and the East Peoria Civic Plaza have been designated as warming centers. Residents can access the Eastside Center Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Saturday and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. The East Peoria Civic Plaza is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Other centers around the area include the Peoria Police Department, Peoria Fire Department, and Dream Center Peoria. And for a full list, you can head to the Heart of Illinois 211 online directory. Now, the reason that I wanted to make sure you guys knew all this, if you don't watch our news station and you're just watching on WMBD Plus, I wanted to make sure you were all aware of the warming centers in the area. Obviously, today seems kind of nice in comparison to yesterday or the next few days that we're going to be facing, but it is so cold. We had Dr. Brian Curtis on our morning show this morning talking about frostbite, talking about hypothermia, and how important it is to make sure you layer up. You are staying inside as much as possible. And if you don't have that available to you, there are these warming centers. So I wanted you guys to know that they are out there. And I'm sure obviously you can go online and see the full list as well. So just make sure you guys are staying warm because oh my God, the cold can cause death.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, we underestimate, when Nathan is telling us the forecast and you look at the temperatures, but then when you go outside, that's where the disconnect or the connect comes in. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like Dr. Curtis said, you could suffer from hypothermia in a matter of minutes if you're out and you don't have the right layers. So it's definitely important that we offer people who don't have shelter, who are homeless, a place to just warm up for a couple of hours. On our way to work, like a couple, what was it? Maybe, yeah, it was last week. I saw someone just walking, and we drive to work at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. So just seeing someone who, just walking about, and it was so cold, I just really felt for that person. So it's a good thing that they're opening up these warming centers, for people who, don't have homes.
Yeah, when I see people walking on the side of the road, I have that internal debate of like, do I ask them if they need to be picked up? Because
Yeah.
I know I would not want to be in the cold. Then I remember that I don't trust people.
Yeah, and rightfully so. No one's faulting you for that part.
But yeah, I have that internal debate every single day, especially right now. But
Yeah, and it's always the wind chill too. It's one thing to talk about. It's going to be negative, 6 for the low Friday morning, but the wind will be breezy. So we're talking wind chills that could be as low as -30. And once you get above -30, that's when you really start talking about frostbite. That could be just minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
just literally 10,
Yeah.
15 minutes outside. It's possible on some exposed skin. We may not, I don't know if we'll quite get there, but even with -20, you can get a frostbite in less than 30 minutes. So, I mean, you just have to be really careful. Thinking about people who, hopefully your furnace is in good working order. If your furnace happens to go out when it's this cold, it's going to get so cold in your house so quickly that it's good to know that there are places to take shelter for warmth because it is going to be just brutal through the weekend.
Yeah, we even have a local school that closed because their AC or their heat isn't working.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Oh, man.
Yeah, stay warm.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of, several community members in Rockford braved the bitter cold yesterday to make their voices heard, but it was all for a good cause. A walkout rally was held outside the Rockford Suffrage Plaza. It was organized by Women's March Rockford and the League of Women Voters. The protest is part of a nationwide movement criticizing the Trump administration as the president's second term marked 1 year yesterday. Organizers say they feel it's important to practice their freedom of speech and assembly. There were more than 2,500 similar protests happening around the nation yesterday. Now, this story definitely stuck out to me because you just saw a bunch of women coming together, braving the cold, out there protesting, and whatever political aisle you identify with, I mean, that's a different discussion. It's just the fact that people can still get out there and protest and make their voices heard. It also reminded me, you know, it was at the Suffrage Plaza, I believe. Central Illinois has a deep history in feminism and the suffrage, what am I? Yeah, the movement, the women's rights movement. There we go. So I think that's why this story stuck out to me, because if you do a little digging and you look at our history, Central Illinois, especially Peoria, there were meeting locations in Peoria where women were coming together, trying to get their voting rights established and protected and have that in our laws. So yeah, there is definitely some history behind protesting here in Central Illinois, and there are so many movers and shakers, and there still are movers and shakers who are willing to protest no matter the weather.
Yeah.
And so that was just powerful to see.
Yeah, that's how you know they're passionate about it. When they're out there in those horrible wind chills to make their voices heard, you know, they're very brave, courageous getting out there, so it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
All right, well, on my plate today, it doesn't happen too often, but there was an earthquake that shook parts of Central Illinois yesterday morning. The 3.8 magnitude tremor started around 1:30, and it could be felt all the way to St. Louis. While the earthquake wasn't as strong as others you may feel on the West Coast, the tremor could still be seen and heard, causing walls to move in buildings and homes. Geologists say the epicenter was about 4 miles north of Montgomery County. They say the earthquake happened close to the surface, making it more noticeable, and geologists say parts of Central Illinois lie in what's known as the Ozark Dome region, known for seismic activity. It also touches Indiana, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Missouri, and it's based around a new Madrid fault where moderate earthquakes do occur from time to time, just like the one we had yesterday morning. And this is a stark reminder because it's always one of those things that's very surprising when you hear the news, like, oh, there was an earthquake last night, because we don't have them every day around here, and they typically are fairly weak. Sometimes you'll get one that's so light that you don't actually feel it, but it's a reminder that they can happen. Experts are telling people, you know, it's not a bad idea to kind of identify places maybe around your home there, or your work. If there is an earthquake and things start shaking, that you can duck. It's typically like under a desk is a good place to kind of seek shelter. You want to kind of duck and just kind of hold on to something. You want to stay away from like glass, mirrors, or picture frames like on the wall, because those can fall obviously with the shaking. I went through one earthquake that I remember. I mean, I've been through others, but one that was actually moderate like this. It was back in 2008, I think. It was, the epicenter was in Illinois, probably not far from where this one was. It was a 5.2 or 5.4, I can't remember. But it was so strong, I was just waking up, getting ready for school, and all of a sudden, the picture frames start shaking. One of the picture frames actually came off the wall, and you could just, the noise, like you hear windows rattling, and there was a neighbor that actually had their window crack from the shaking.
Wow.
So, and that one actually did cause some damage in Illinois. I remember, can't remember exactly, I think it was somewhere close to Effingham back in April of 2008, but it was very noticeable with the shaking.
I was going to say, I remember when I was young, I was like ages 9 to like 11 or 12. I happened to be in my mom's extra bedroom, which is just like a sofa and a TV and some books and whatnot. And I remember waking up at like 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning to a earthquake. And I went over to my mom's room and I was like, Mom, did you feel that? She's like, no, we actually have a train nearby. So she's like, it was probably just one of the trains.
Yeah, that's a logical reason. Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up waking up the next morning and we find out in the news that it was an earthquake. It just doesn't happen much in Illinois. So it's so odd when it does. And I faced one in California that wasn't bad, but it just feels so odd to experience one when you don't face them at all.
Yeah.
And you can't really predict when it's going to happen. It just happens. And that's the scary part. I can't imagine living somewhere like over in Japan, Indonesia, those places. I mean, they can get those huge earthquakes that can be extremely deadly, and then you get the tsunamis that can come with them.
Yeah.
If you remember Japan back in 2011, there was a horrible,
I remember
it was a
that, yeah.
9, I believe it was just over 9 on the Richter scale, which is extreme. I mean, you just don't get earthquakes like that. You probably remember Indonesia back in 2004. It was in December of 04. There was a horrible earthquake there, and then the tsunami. That's actually what oftentimes kills the most people in these areas. It's the tsunami, the water that comes in from the earthquakes, and you end up with just an inundation, and everything's just destroyed. But yeah, you know, I can't imagine living somewhere where that would be a risk, where every day you have to think about, well, what if this happens? Where will I go? What will I do? What if I'm driving, or this and that? Thankfully here, they typically are the weak ones that a little bit of shaking, but typically damage is pretty minimal.
Right.
Absolutely.
Have you ever faced one?
No, but I have seen those news clips where the news anchors are anchoring the news and right in the middle of the broadcast.
And I was watching the news when that one happened
Yes.
in Indiana. It was the Indianapolis News, and they were sitting there like, did the earthquake just happen? And it was just so funny because I was literally thinking the same thing at the same time because everything was shaking. But they
And the anchors, they got under the desk. Like, this is live on TV. They ducked under their desk.
There's a Judge Judy episode where she goes under her desk. She takes shelter. Doesn't worry about anyone else, but she just goes running.
That is funny.
It's funny.
Wow. Yeah, definitely an interesting thing to face. We're lucky in the Midwest.
Absolutely.
So, on that note, we have plenty to talk about when we come back after the break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We have our mega question of the day. All right, what is one opinion that you used to have that you've completely changed your mind about? Who would like to start?
I guess I will. I don't know. I feel like this isn't that great, but I used to think it was so weird for people to like go to a restaurant by themselves, you know, just sit down. It just felt awkward because you're not around people. Because I think growing up, like that was the way for me. Like you're always around people when you go to the restaurants, and just sitting alone would be just kind of odd. But as I've gotten older, become an adult, move away from my family, and you realize that, you know, that's actually something that you should do, and you shouldn't feel weird or awkward by doing it. And I don't do that a lot, but I do it some, you know, just go to a restaurant, sit down, maybe with my laptop or something, because, you know, there's nothing better to do. But I am by myself, but I've learned to, you know, to embrace the singleness, and that it's okay, and it's not weird. Not worry if you, because sometimes you think, oh, other people are judging you because you're alone. They're not judging. They're not even thinking of you.
They don't care.
They don't care. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want to do that more. Like I need to just get out by myself and like go to a coffee shop and read,
Go
or
to Applebee's.
like do something like, yeah, whatever. Go get a drink by yourself. Like nothing wrong with that.
You can just sit at the bar and do that.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
Like, why not? Opinion for me, we actually talked about this morning, is pineapple on pizza. That one's just like I feel like a lot of people have had that opinion
Yeah.
at first until they actually try it. It also, of course, has to be like the right pizza spot. But I was like, if you eat that, what is wrong with you? You are crazy. So I get why people have that thought before they try it. But then I think once you try it, you're like, actually, makes sense. I think think about like Chinese food, for example. When you get orange chicken, it has pineapple, it has peppers with the chicken.
That's true.
Like, it's just things that don't necessarily seem like they go together, actually do a lot of the times. So yeah, I highly recommend trying it if you haven't. It is pretty good. Maybe feels sacrilegious, but
I
but
think
it is
it's
good.
the sweetness and the salt of the ham. If you put ham and pineapple together, that creates that really good taste. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like
Yeah.
like it on a sandwich, like Hawaiian chicken with the pineapple on it. It's so good. But
So
I've never
maybe
had
you
it
would
on
like
pizza.
it.
I probably would. I do eat pineapple, just never tried it on pizza.
It's fair.
Interesting. I'd have to say one opinion of mine that has changed is the fact that polka dots are cute. No, they are not. Polka dots are not cute.
No.
I think they're cute.
On certain people, and let me rephrase. People of a certain age should probably not wear polka dots. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Like I used to be a staunch, like, oh yeah, polka dots and stripes. Oh, I just love it. It's so cute. And then past like 23, it's just like
I definitely have plenty of things in my closet with polka
put
dots
that
on it.
away. For me, this is just for me.
I will say I totally get your point, because it reminds me of like Minnie and Mickey.
Yep.
I don't know. There's something about that that reminds me of like Minnie and Mickey Mouse. But there is this dress that I have that I've worn on air before, and it has polka dots on it.
What?
And I know our director loves that dress. He's like, it reminds me of Minnie Mouse. But he likes it.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
That's because I don't really wear it.
Oh.
He's like, wear it tomorrow. We'll see.
Too
Yeah.
cold, Mark. It's too cold.
It is too cold.
Yeah, my sister used to wear polka dots all the time, and I remember like she painted her wall purple, but she had to get all these like polka dot stickers and stick them
Oh,
all over the
no.
wall.
Whoa, that's
And-
overdoing
That's
it a
much.
little bit.
But she's changed now, and remember the last time she's wore polka dots. I don't think she ever does
you
anymore.
phase
so-
it out the older you
phased
get.
out,
I
yeah.
promise.
What about
Yeah.
like polka dot bows?
No.
I don't have any, but I think they're cute. If on the right person, I think they can be cute.
Right.
Right. Well, let's move on now. When you make a good home cooked meal, it's always nice to have leftovers. Same thing goes for Chinese food or chili. Did you ever wonder why some of this stuff just tastes better the second time around? Well, there's actually a science to it. Cooking experts say flavor compounds, mingle and settle long after they've been cooked. They basically marinate. And if you give it a day, you'll get much richer, vibrant, and more balanced flavors. Foods with onion or garlic mellow a bit, making them less harsh. Starchy vegetables break down into natural sugars, making them a bit sweeter, enriching the overall taste.
I feel like the same goes kind of for pizza. It's not necessarily better, but it still tastes really good
Yeah.
the next day. That's interesting. I wouldn't have ever thought of that.
Yeah.
I do agree, though. I think chili does taste great the next day, as
It
does
does.
Chinese food still tastes great.
Yeah, I'll have spaghetti, save it for the next day, and the sauce tastes even better. And I guess now we know why. I'm always weird about leftovers, though. I'm always scared to do anything leftovers. I'm always worried something that's...
I feel that.
Yeah, yeah.
I know I eat them because I'm like, if I waste it, I'm going to feel really bad.
Yeah.
So I always eat them, but I always feel iffy about eating them.
If you're iffy, and this is bad. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. But if I'm iffy about it, I'll just like hold it out to my dog and see if they're
eat
gonna
it,
like
then
it. And I'll give it to them so I'm not like wasting it. But that has backfired on me a couple of times.
Yeah, you think? My goodness.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Be careful with those leftovers.
For sure.
All right, well, have you set your deal breakers when it comes to dating? A woman sparked a social media debate for her list of bare minimum rules for men on a first date. Here are a
Uh-oh.
few of the rules. Pay the bill, let her order first. Do not mention your ex or a girl you used to talk to, and follow the sidewalk rule, which if you don't know this, you absolutely should. That means girls on the inside of the sidewalk and guys on the outside.
Yeah.
She got a lot of supporters, but also a lot of rage, some calling her entitled and high maintenance. Gosh, the bare minimum is high maintenance now?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Dating has changed
Yeah.
drastically.
I think when it comes to pay, sometimes nowadays things can be iffy because women and men work just as hard to make a livable wage, at least
Right.
try to, you know? So I think if you agree before the date, obviously, do I think it's respectful and fantastic if a man pays on the first date? Yes. I would appreciate that, and I would feel like you care about
Yeah,
me even more.
yeah.
But I also understand a lot of people face financial hardships, and if I'm going on a date with you and you can't afford it, let me pay for it. If I really want to hang out with you, so I think that needs to come into into play a little bit. But the other things have nothing to do with money.
Yeah, and I feel like bringing up your ex is an obvious one. Why
Yeah.
would that on like your
No,
first
that's
date?
happened to me before. First date. Oh,
Now-
tell me about your ex. What?
Like,
No.
why?
Well,
Exactly.
I guess
About
if
my
they
ex.
ask, then you I guess should say something. I mean, I have an ex that lives in Texas, so.
Oh, that's why you lay your hat in Tennessee.
No, do not talk about your exes, Nathan.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a conversation needs to be had before the first date. Expectations as well. You should get a feel for that person's expectations as far as how they want to be treated. So I think a conversation on the phone is required before. I like to talk to someone on the phone before I even have a first date with you. I just need to get your vibe a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, we can set up boundaries. We can talk about, how do you like to be treated? Do you like to be treated like a lady? What do you think, what do you think, how should gentlemen behave towards women and stuff like that. And I remember one time I tried to date a guy and he invited me over to watch a movie. And so I walk up to his apartment and his door is locked. And so I knock and he can see me, like the screen door is, you know, like the screen is visible. You can see me outside. He walks to the door and unlocks it and walks off. Doesn't even open the door for me.
I'd be like, all right, I'm not even gonna walk in.
I got back in my car and just drove off. Like, you're not gonna treat me like that, guy. Like,
Wow.
this is not even a date. This is at your home. Come on, bro. Come on.
Wow.
So, ladies, you know, watch it.
It's okay to set expectations.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, juicy topics we've been discussing, but we're gonna take a quick break, but we'll be back with your last bite.
Welcome back as we come to a close. Here's your last bite. Starting off with a joke of the day. This joke, I was reading it in advance and I just had to laugh because I think I'm going to have some trouble getting this one. But what do you call James Bond when he's taking a bath?
Hot fella.
All I can think of is 007. So it has to be
yes. You basically got it.
It's like something with a rubber ducky. It has to be, right?
007.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Something I do like also, I'm not going to lie, this weather is actually pretty decent compared to what we're going to see in a few days. So.
Yeah, we'll take the winds when we can get them. I mean, today we got some sunshine outside. Temperatures really aren't bad. I mean, it's cold. You still need a winter coat, but it's not the extremely frigid weather that we had yesterday and what we're going to have by Friday. Before today, we'll see a high of 36 degrees. This evening, we might see a couple isolated snow squalls moving through, and then tonight we'll see a low of 17 degrees, back to 31 for tomorrow. I'll get to the right slide there. There we go, our 7-day forecast, 31 tomorrow, but then here comes the Arctic blast, -6 Thursday night, and 3 degrees our high Friday. It's going to feel like we're below zero all day Friday, so, and really through the weekend too. It's going to be just cold and could see a little bit of snow as well.
Well, it feels manageable today.
Yeah.
It does. Just enjoy it. Go for a walk. Even wear shorts.
Right.
Don't do that.
Get the flip-flops out, why don't you? Tank
Good
top.
grief.
Yeah, no, definitely don't do that. But yeah, it feels pretty good outside, so we'll take it for today and tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right, well, Nathan, thank you so much. That is all the time we have this morning.
Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.